Well, hello everyone. Happy Thursday night. I'm TU Nab, and sitting next to me virtually is Dr. Michael Gross. Say hello,
Hello,
Michael.
everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's great to be here. There's so much information to share with you, and I know we'll have a lot of fun this evening. So I'll let you do the intro and put down some notes, and then we'll get started.
Perfect. I'll give Michael his beautiful intro, and I will also put all his contact information in the comments as he starts speaking. Okay, he has a phenomenal topic tonight. What I'd first like to do is introduce you all to Dr. Michael Gross. He's a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to the true source to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. He helps you to achieve an unlimited life. Truly, truly a gift to all of us. For over 30 years, Dr. Michael Gross has been on a spiritual path as a teacher, a multidimensional healer, a transformational coach who is exceptionally skilled in all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and so much more. Dr. Michael Gross holds many degrees, some of which include a doctorate of alternative healing, psychology, Reiki master teacher. He's a thought field therapist. He's a certified professional hypnotherapist and a non denominational minister. Dr. Michael Gross offers workshops including reconnecting to God, the true source, cellular release, manifestation protocols, energy, multidimensional healing, enlightenment, and really many others. Michael is also an international intuitive consultant for corporations, and he has traveled over half the world. His clients are in USA, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries. His messages are now even being heard in the Baltic countries, Sweden, and in South Korea. Dr. Michael Gross has also completed the formation of a 501c3 nonprofit corporation called the International Institute of Self Empowerment. I'm beyond thrilled and excited to welcome this incredible soul to all of you tonight. Michael, go ahead with your beautiful topic, and I will put all the contact information in the comments, okay? And perhaps at the end, you'll be able to talk a little bit about the nonprofit, okay?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I wanted to talk about your soul and how you live your life and how it plays out in your life. So there's a couple of things I'd like to talk about. And so there's a concept or a word or a thought about an old soul. Guess what? We're all old souls. We all became souls at the same time. Technically, we've been around since forever. On the other hand, when we use one of the terms old souls, it means how many incarnations you've had, a lot or a few or whatever. I just wanted to clear that up. The next thing I'd like to talk about is think about your life. So, what are you here for? And just to reiterate a little bit about you're here to live out some of your karma. Now, remember, karma is nothing but an experience. You wrote the script, you wrote everything you decided to be in this lifetime. And I'm talking about the big picture. So, if you broke your arm and it didn't make you debilitated or anything, that's not part of the script. It's just stuff happens. On the other hand, if you became debilitated or a double amputee or whatever, that you wrote in your script. Well, why would I do that? All about learning self worth, self love, and self esteem. You chose it. Why did you choose it? Don't ask me. You chose it because you wanted to get it right. Whatever the reason is, you wanted to get it right. So, what do you mean getting right? Whatever karma experience that you didn't learn from the past lifetime, or you took advantage of someone or whatever, you have to experience what it's like. Then again, we have Dharma with a D, like in David, and that's kind of like, well, it's reward for the good deeds and everything you've done in a past lifetime. You have to experience it and have the joy and happiness of it. But there's something more important. And it's more important because in this lifetime, as a soul, you are the sum total of all your past lifetimes. You'll have these wonderful gifts. For example, let's take a look. Supposing You were great at raising farm animals, and you really had an knack. You just had an inner knowingness what to do, and you were great at it. And so what happens is that in this lifetime, you're doing that, but in a previous lifetime, you were probably a farmer, a cowboy, or a cowgirl, whatever you were. And then again, let's say you have a natural affinity for doing carpentry work, and it comes easy to you. That's because you were a carpenter. Or perhaps you like electronics, and perhaps in a past life you were on a spaceship, or you did electronics or participating in it. So all these I look as gifts. And all that I'm explaining to you, you've brought into this lifetime. Why did you bring it into this lifetime? Because whatever you're supposed to do, work on and achieve, that's the reason. But you're probably saying, well, if I was a farmer and this lifetime I'm working in the city on doing software or computers, why am I not being a farmer? Well, why not? You had choices. Maybe you can become a part-time farmer. Maybe you can give up one avocation and do another avocation. It's all up to you. Whatever it is in all your past lifetimes, you're here. So in your past lifetimes, you've done positive things, you've done negative things, all for the experience. And everything in past lives you've had to experience. So whatever you helped create, you became part of. Let's say you created water, you became water for a short period. Oh, that's what water is. Or perhaps you were an arborist and you became a tree, or whatever it was. You did all those different things to add to your knowledge and experience. That's very powerful. But let's ask, how do we relate to it in this lifetime? And all these gifts that are coming forth. So let's say you had 10,000 lifetimes. Well, you're not going to bring 10,000 of those skills into this lifetime unless you decide to live to about 300 or 400 years old or whatever, which you may laugh, which you can. You have that ability. Thinking about this, your soul is unlimited. Bet you never thought about it this way, that it's unlimited. Well, really, what's unlimited meaning? Means you can do anything. You can achieve anything. You can be anything. Now, when we talk about your life path, is what your karmic experiences you chose to have. You can deviate to the left or right, go backwards, forwards, as long as you achieve them. But what if I don't achieve them? No problem. Here's a round trip ticket. You come back to learn it all over again. Maybe you'll make it easier, maybe you'll make it more difficult. But before you incarnate, you say, I want to do this and this and this and this. And your guides and guardian angels go, that's too much, too much, too much, too much. Take a little bite at a time. No, I want to do that. No, 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 no. So you do it and you go, why did I do this one? Why I'm experiencing everything? Well, because you chose to get it over in one sweep. You forgot about the energy of emotions, which can be very paralyzing or painful. But now that you realize that you chose it, instead of fighting it or going against it, why not turn around and say, how do I write this? How do I make it easier? How do I make it more convenient for me? So let's say in the past lifetime, you stole from people, took advantage of people, you drink too much alcohol. Come back in this lifetime, you're doing drugs and alcohol, you're taking advantage of people. And then you feel remorse. And then perhaps something occurs that, you lose your status with your family, you get divorced, or you're in jail, or you're looked down upon, or whatever, a felon. Whatever it is, you chose that path. Now, because you have free will and free choice, and you chose this, you can turn things around. Only if you so desire. But you say, I can't, I can't, I can't. And my answer is, you won't, you won't, you won't, you won't. Well, why won't I? I don't know. Answer that question. You're too stubborn, too hard-headed. You don't think you deserve it. Whatever. But do you really deserve pain? Do you deserve chaos? Do you deserve loneliness and depression and anxiety? Do you deserve any of this? And you look at your essence, your core is unconditional love. Where does that energy come from? from the true source. True source is unconditional love. Isn't it about time you took a look and say, been there, done that? We all say that. Maybe I ought to embrace love. What happens when I embrace love? Just do what makes your heart sing in a beautiful, loving way, not in a way of stealing, creating chaos, but doing things that bring you joy and happiness. When it's all over, and I've mentioned this before, not about all the toys you've accumulated, you can't take them with you. It's about how did you live life, how did you enjoy life, how did you love life, and how you felt about your life. That's what it's all about. Yes, you're here to experience everything, as long as it doesn't owe you. I had a client say, well, if you're spiritual, you're not supposed to be rich. And I had to explain to him, let me explain something to you. You can choose to be rich or poor, whatever you so desire. What you need to understand is that you can be as wealthy as you want, as long as that money's not your God, doesn't own you, doesn't control you, and you have a fear of loss of it. Then it owns you. That's the wrong reason for having money. Having money to enjoy life and having fun and doing well. I think one of the best examples, one of the wealthiest men on the planet, is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, for the first 10 or 15 years, maybe my number's off, don't criticize me. As an investment, he lost money with people. Now he doesn't lose it anymore. And he drives a 5 or 7-year-old Cadillac. He said, I heard him talk, he pays cash as much as possible. And he lives in a house in Des Moines that he bought 20 or 30 years ago, not some palatial mansion. Yes, he has a private plane, and he probably, travels, enjoys well, but to him, it's just a vehicle to enjoy life. It doesn't own him. And he's going to give away a huge amount of his wealth to whatever charities or whomever he so desires. And there's an example of it. He cares about his investments to help people. But money isn't his driving force. It's to help people retire, live in comfort, or whatever. And there are things about him I probably don't know about. But the most important things, that's just an example. And I was looking up, and there's some woman, Bettencourt Meyer, something like that, I have her name wrong. She's worth $97 billion. Unbelievable, for one of the cosmetic companies, which I guess she inherited part of it, whatever, or maybe she made the money, but you don't hear much about her. Does she live well? I'm sure she does. But we all turn around and we say, these greedy corporations and greedy people, they should share it. I thought about that and I looked into it. And I said to a very dear friend of mine, yes, corporations are greedy. Yes, they make a lot of money, but what do? They give it to the stockholders. And so on the profits, they pay a tax, corporations. They give the money to stockholders. Stockholders pay a tax on it, on their income. So Uncle Sam collects a couple of taxes. So it's going into the treasury. But more importantly is, where are your retirement funds? How do they function? So these greedy corporations, yeah, some of them are, but it's providing retirement for you. And then I said to them, without the corporations, what would a car cost if it was made by hand? And how long would you have to wait to get it? Something to think about. Now, I'm not advocating the positivity of corporations. I'm just explaining how everything works and how we benefit from it. And each one of us can choose to be wealthy. Now, let me explain wealth. Financial wealth, bling, fine cars, fine this and fine that. Yep, that's true. But you can also turn around and be wealthy in your mind and in your heart and those around with you. That wealth can never be taken away from you. Look at the beauty around you. Be thankful for your beautiful home. Maybe you don't have a Bugatti with some millions of dollars and you have a Toyota Corolla or Ford or maybe whatever, Honda. But you know what? The Bugatti that's 3 to 5 million is going to get you there. And your Honda or your Toyota Corolla or your Ford still going to get you there. So who are you trying to press? And you can get all the fine accoutrements on a normal car. Almost what a Bugatti has. Yeah, you won't get the big engine, but you get maybe 80%. So you are at a time now, all of us here are to find inner peace. And I bring up the word inner peace because are you really finding joy and happiness and peace in your life? Are you stressed, worried, and anxious? It's really something to understand. Are you meant to suffer? Are you meant to be in pain? Nope. But you're meant to enjoy life. And how do you enjoy life? Stop looking over your shoulder at your neighbors. Look at what makes you happy. Money may make you happy, but it's gone. You have to work harder to get it. All right. But friendship, love, and time together, good conversation, friends with your family, laughter and joy, priceless. You can't buy it. I know Tia wanted to say something.
I do, and we've heard this over and over and over again. You can't take money with you. You come into this world, when you're born into this world, you come with nothing except love. And when you leave with love. So the time in between is how we share our love. So why is it so hard for us? I mean, if we're struggling with things in a challenging world, okay, whatever it is, why is it? I understand that you can change your future by changing your thoughts. Why is it that it's so hard for us to program into our minds different thoughts of loving, caring, positive energy?
Well, part of it is the brainwashing. And the brainwashing starts the day you were born, all the way up to your current age, by religiosity, by your family, your friends, by comments of others. And it's so important for us to realize, what if you were told the simplest things in life, enjoy life, and be happy? And that's all. Think of the farmer who has a small farm. He works hard, or she works hard, plow the fields, plant the fields, and they look up, boy, look at all that wheat and corn. Oh boy, this is so beautiful. Look at all the people I'll be able to feed. Look at the joy I'm going to bring them. Or perhaps sitting in your backyard and having an iced tea, or maybe a glass of wine, or just sitting there, or maybe a cigar, or just daydreaming and enjoying the sun, playing soft, wonderful music, whatever. All those things are priceless and they're easy to obtain. Instead, we run around, worry about our health, worry about this, worry about that. And then we look at the obesity of America. It's really interesting. You and I were in the Baltic countries, and there are some obese people, but not so many. They eat more healthy. And then when we hit England, and then we came back, oh my God, it was so obvious. And why are they obese? Well, probably they don't exercise, they're under stress, comfort food, or whatever. And what are you doing to your bodies? What are you really achieving? Now, I'm not criticizing you for being obese. What is the reason that you're using comfort food? That's where I'm going. The comfort food is because there's something missing in your life. What's missing? Feeling good and joy and happiness. What if you spent a day, an hour a day, half an hour a day, say, what would make my heart sing? What would make me happy? And then you would turn around and say, I can do this and that, something simple. See, when people come to me and say, how do I manifest? And I laugh. It's, what are you laughing at? It's, look at your life. What do you mean? You manifested your life. All the joy, happiness, trials, tribulations. Now you're at a precipice because you realize it. What do you want to do to change it? How are you going to change it? What are you going to achieve to change And they kind of look at me dumbfounded. Well, think about it, because you know what you think, you create, and what you create, you experience. Look at your body. As my student said one day, it's affordable housing, Michael. I go, yeah, you're right. So look at your body. And he put on a little weight and he said, I just put an extension on my house. Had a great sense of humor. But truly, look at our bodies. Look what makes us happy. Healthy. You don't have to be the thinnest. You don't have to be the thickest. You can be just whatever. But enjoy life. Take a moment, and many times we wolf down food. But stop a minute to smell the food, taste the food. You realize this is energy going in my body. This is like putting fuel in my car for me to do whatever I so desire to do. And when you wake up in the morning, I'm going to suggest program your morning. Whatever you want to achieve during the day, and you'll achieve it. But program, ask for time for me, just to relax, maybe take a quick 10, 15, 20-minute nap, maybe to meditate, which is even better. Maybe just to look around and see what people are doing and observe. Because if you observe those souls around you, you'll learn a lot of things. And you'll learn how they abuse themselves or treat themselves well. And learn to laugh. Laugh at yourself. I had an employee when I was in a nursing home. Her name was Paula. And she'd be laughing. And I said, Paula, what are you laughing? So, when I get up and say angry, I just start laughing, fake laughing. And pretty soon I'm really laughing. And as I'm really laughing, I feel better and I'm no longer angry. I go, wow, I'm going to emulate this. And I did. I said, it works. It truly, truly works. So this is so simple. Instead of going to a movie, buying drugs, having drinks, buying a fancy car, whatever, when you're mad and looking to something to placate yourself, this is easy. So here's your challenge right now. Your challenge is, after you watch this, think about one, what gifts do you have in this lifetime that you brought in from the last lifetime? Now, here's the easy way. If you love carpentry, you love cooking, you love house cleaning, good luck on that one. You like washing windows, I love you. Any of those things you feel like doing because it gives you pleasure, do it. It doesn't have to be grandiose. Just it has to be self-satisfying. Or maybe just watching a good movie, or maybe listening to music, or maybe just doing nothing and trying to keep your mind blank and just float. Whatever it is, it's incumbent on you to search that, to find that, because I will tell you in the days to come on this planet, for the next 4 to 6 years, maybe a little shorter, a little longer, it's going to be a lot of challenges. And those challenges can own you, or you can own the challenges by finding joy and happiness. And that's what's so important. It's like going out to run a marathon of 20 miles. The odds are you cannot run 20 miles starting fresh, but you start in small little increments and you build up, build up, build up, build up. To finally, you're able to do the 20 miles or 15 miles or whatever. I know the Boston Marathon, where I used to live, they have the marathon. They also have the marathon where people in wheelchairs, and they had a marathon. Whereas they faster than the runners? Probably not. But they achieved something. They had fun in doing it. What did it cost them? Building up their body and the time to do it. They already had the wheelchair. Maybe they needed a couple of sets of gloves, but they achieved it. You see, when you look at souls like that, you can do anything. Remember, you are unlimited. So with that thought in mind, and we'd like to share a little more information, but to you want to say something.
I do. Regarding the marathon, I ran the San Diego Marathon once. It was 26.2 miles. And, it started with a thought, just like what you're saying. I made a decision and I set a goal. And when you set a goal, you don't just automatically start running 26.2 miles. You have to work up to it. So it is a commitment. But when you honor your commitment to yourself, the crossing that finish line, it didn't matter how long it took. What mattered was that you finished, for me at least. So thank you for pointing that out, Michael. That really truly is an important point, that it starts with a thought, and the thought is love.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'll just finish this before I talk about some other things. And I've said this before, but I want to reiterate it. When I asked the true source, why is spirituality, true, not religiosity, not religious spirituality, but true spirituality, so difficult? And the answer is, you humans have to make a big deal out of everything. But yep, you're right. Life is so simple unless you desire to make it challenging, and then you're bored. Then you say, why the hell did I create this? So remember, you are the creator of your own experiences. So I'd like to talk about something else. Hopefully you join us again. But, however, and therefore, semicolon, comma, every Tuesday night from 6:30 to 7:30, we have what we call Soul Awakening. And it's on freeconferencecall.com. You can be in your pajamas, your bathing suit, whatever, we'll never know. And you just call in and you ask some questions on whatever you so desire in spirituality. And hopefully I can answer them. And even if you've done this before, you've forgotten things. I've been at this many, long time, years, okay? There are things that I've forgotten that I suddenly remember. And it's good to refresh your memory or learn something new. And it goes from 6:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. And all you do is call in this number to you, we give them that number. Can't hear you. To you.
I muted myself. There we am.
Yeah.
It's 202 926 1059, and the access code, Michael?
125446 pound.
One more time. It's 202 926 1059, and the access code, Michael?
125446 pound. And I leave a 10-minute message. To access that 10-minute message in its audio, this is the number I call it the repeat or call in. And as you are driving, stuck in traffic, frustrated, angry, looking for some solace, this is the number you call to listen. They're about 10 minutes long. Maybe a couple more minutes, but 10 minutes basically.
Alrighty. That number for the recordings is 434 300 4170, and the code, Michael?
Access code is 125446 pound.
Okay, one more time on that. It's 434 300 4170, and the code, Michael?
125446 pound. And it starts at number 3 to about number 400. And there's no titles. And I've said this before, and I forgot to put the titles, and True Source said, nope, it was intentional. You want to read for 400 titles? Oh, heck no. So let your soul. I don't know what number. I think I'll choose number 212. And then I get a call. Just what I needed to hear, Michael. So let your soul decide. Or listen to them all if you got enough time, or you're stuck in traffic. You'll be amazed at how it changes your life. And after you go through all of them, do it again, and you keep learning something new every moment. I learn something new every day, every moment. And the second Saturday of every month, which is also very dear to my heart, I have what I call the Mass Consciousness Healing, where we become a conduit for the true source of unconditional love to surround this planet, Mother Earth, or Lady Gaia as they call her, the animal, mineral, vegetable kingdom, humans, with the true source of unconditional love. It's something that you'll feel through your body. It'll last you a month or more. And more importantly, that is part of your spiritual mission and goals, to make a difference on this planet. Help people realize that love changes the planet. and that love is part of their solution. To access that information,
That's the same number as the Tuesday night call in. So I'll repeat it one more time. It's 202 926 1059. And the code, Michael?
125446 pound. But I'd like all of you to understand, well, I want to pass on one more thought. Then I want to talk about 2 or 3 minutes about one other thing. And that is the International Institute of Self-Empowerment, TIISE, which we call TICE. And it's all about the 501c3 nonprofit. And we're dedicated to working with souls that have been abused, grief, tired, angry, lost, raped, whatever they may be, and helping them to become entrepreneurs. I have a host of souls that will mentor you. Tio and I will be there to help heal you with various techniques, and more importantly, to make you financially independent so you can take time with your family, start your life all over again, have unlimited prosperity and abundance and healing, and have the joy and satisfaction that you've created a new life, one that is full of love and joy and happiness. That's what we'll be doing. And our website is partially done. We're still tweaking it, but I'll fill you in more. And if any of you so feel the desire, we're opening to donations. Do you have that information? I will send you at the end of the year a letter stating we're a 501c3, so you can use it as a tax deduction. So I'd like to pass that on to you. All of you, I want you to understand that it's so important for us that every word has a frequency and energy and vibration. Every thought has a frequency, energy, and vibration. And we're talking to one another. We're feeling the emotions. That's why I do the Tuesday evening, what I call Soul Awakening, and this one on the Words of Wisdom. And you can see or hear, or both, all those 400 messages, all that we've done on this podcast by going to Dr. Michael B. Gross YouTube, and you can tune in and watch all of them. It's Dr. Michael B. Gross. And I ask you, when you do, spread the word and push the button to subscribe. And the reason I say that is as our rankings get higher and higher, more and more people will be watching this. Because my mission and goal is to awaken your soul, to do your spiritual soul mission and goal in this lifetime, which is priceless, so important, and life-changing for all of us. So please, spread the word and help us achieve our goal. Now I'd like to share something else with you. And this is a beautiful book called Healing the Holes in Your Soul. All right, by Tio Knapp. Story about survival, about self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. It's a story about finding yourself and your spiritual and life's mission and goal. It's a must-read. It's empowering. It's beautiful. And there are wonderful things you can learn for yourself. Because remember, we learn from each other all the time. And this has a plethora of information. Thank you,
Michael. But I highly, highly, highly recommend that everyone start right here with the Spiritual Primer by Dr. Michael Gross, who wrote the foreword in the book he's holding. And the reason this book and this incredible gentleman sitting right next to me virtually saved my life, truly saved my life. He woke up my soul, and he's the one who encouraged me to write my story, which he's holding. So start here, because there's also a plethora of golden nuggets in here that will definitely stimulate you into wanting to learn more. And also, Michael, best way to get this book is to contact one of us, because that way he can sign it personally for you, as well as mine. Michael's right now is not up on Amazon. Mine is, but you don't get a signed copy there. And one more question I have, Michael, is What do you offer everybody?
I offer everybody a beautiful smile and love, and also a 20-minute consultation. It's complimentary. The information is there. Take a look at it. Thank you for reminding me to you, and take me up on it. So call the number. If I'm tied up, I will try to answer. I'll call you back. Then leave me a text message. Like they say, I'm old school. Yes, I am. I love talking to people. If you send me a text message, you call me and send me a text message, I'll look at it. If you send me a text, I will get to it. Could be to midnight that night or 11 o'clock in the night because I'm busy working with people. So please call me, and then if I can't talk to you, text me. You can leave me a voicemail, but text me as well. So thank you very much. I appreciate all.
Also, when you send Michael the text, give him your first name and your time zone so he doesn't call you at 2 in the morning. Your
That's a
time.
good point. That's a good point. Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
everyone, I wish you a wonderful week. I wish you lots of joy and happiness. I wish you the fulfillment of your dreams. I truly love all of you. And remember, you are unlimited. Thank you, everyone. We love you.
We love
Namaste.
you. Namaste.